Good evening, folks. Um, Tonight, on request, I'll be sharing you some stories of what I did after leaving school. And I'd like to say thank you to Sean. Sean is the guy who provides my internet service, and based in Hilton. And the service is called EagleNet. And if any of you folks in Pietermaritzburg are looking for a good, reliable internet service, I would suggest you look up EagleNet. They are on Facebook. And my work life. Well, as you know, I worked on the South African Railways as a unit assistant, and I eventually landed up working in Glencoe, a little bit further north of Pietermaritzburg, and I worked there for about a year, and I got my caller papers to go to do my national service at 3rd SAR Infantry Battalion in Part4. Now, being a unit assistant, I could have got a deferment because we were on the trains. We were considered during those times an essential service. My defense force lasted not very long, and once again I was, how do I say this, kicked out. The letter that was sent to my mum was a little bit embarrassing. It said that I was a danger to the army, and they suggested I perhaps get a job. The one thing I remember about leaving on the train from Pietermaritzburg station is some completely strange lady came and hugged me and was hanging. I was in the train window, and then she grabbed my collar and almost pulled me right out of the train, and was crying and kissing me and crying, and my girlfriend was actually standing next to her, and that was pretty strange. Anyway, so at quite an eventful trip to Potchefstroom, I landed up with all the guys who had been in Lynn Park. A lot of your more rugby player type guys. Huge fellas and little skinny me in the center. I remember doing press-ups on the train. Somewhere after Moy River, we got a little bit out of hand, and anyway, we did press-ups. It felt like we did press-ups from Moy River to Ladysmith. That's what it felt like. Anyway, so the guys in my cabin had all come from school, where I'd been working. So what made it a little bit interesting for me was I had bucks in my pocket. And I remember the trolley, the porter with the trolley coming down the passageway, with chips and cokes and washing powder and all the various things that a guy going to the Defence Force for his national service would need. And not everybody packed and prepared. A lot of guys didn't have nothing. besides the clothes they were wearing and a t-shirt maybe perhaps and shorts and whatever. So the guys in my cabin said to me, Gav, buy the trolley. And then we sell the cokes and chips and stuff to the guys. So I ended up, I bought the whole trolley of chips. And we flogged all these off. The guys got pissed off with us, but you know, in the train you got compartments and very small passages, so nobody could really get to me anyway. And my rugby player guys would look after me. And yeah, and one thing I do remember is, unbeknown to me, aluminium cans had just come out. And I was sitting there drinking my Coke. And when I was drinking my Coke, I was playing with the can in my hand. You know? And I don't know what. And I just thought, well, hey, let me see if I can squash this can. And I squashed this can flat. And of course, everybody in my compartment and the oaks were hanging through the door, talking to us and trying to bump smokes from us and chips. The guys were astounded. And I realized that they also didn't know that the cans had been changed from a mild steel to aluminium cans. And one of the chaps in the passageway hanging in the door said, hey man, I'll give you $500 if you can do it again. And, you know, I had to think about that because I was going to be with Derek for like 2 years. And so I thought, well, you know, if you want to give me $500, that's cool. So I grab it again, drink all the Coke up, grab it, and I go, oh, that's squashed again. Well, he nearly beat my head off my body. And anyway, so I didn't last very long. You know, having a disability, I didn't want to not go to the defense force. You know, those days it really, really wasn't cool. And I found that out when I got kicked out. And suddenly, a couple of weeks later, I was at home. And I picked up quite a lot of animosity. One occasion, I had some trouble with my bike. And I had a girlfriend in town who had a bike. And so I pushed my bike to her place. It was about 1 in the morning, 12 at night, something like that. And I asked her if I could please leave my bike there, take hers, go home, and in the morning I would come back and talk to that. Anyway, halfway home, cruising down Part4 Street, my little 50cc. And next thing, police lights and light flashing and sirens and loudspeaker telling, pull over. And, you know, at no point did I think that they were trying to pull me over. You know what I'm saying? I thought perhaps they wanted to pass me. I kept going, and it swerved in and like basically almost knocked me off the bike. And the guy in the passenger seat said to me, well, this bike has been reported stolen. So I said to him, well, I never stole it. This is the address, this is where I got it from, this is who the owner is. I didn't steal the bike. Anyway, they shoved me around, and then this policeman turned around to me and said to me, we know who you are. And we know you're one of those K-booties. And we know that you got out of the defense force. So, Butty, we're keeping an eye on you, eh? So anyway, they chucked me in the back of the van. They made me pick up the bike myself and put the bike in the back of the van. I got in the back of the van. They dropped me off. It was like super embarrassing. There's all the family standing. And this girlfriend of mine, I said to her, how come you didn't just tell your dad that I asked you? Anyway, Not sure what went down. But so I got the bike out the back and pushed it. The girl's dad came and twitched it and pushed it away. And as I was about to cruise and take a walk, this policeman called me back to the van, to the passenger side. And so I said, yeah, well, what do you want now? You know, the guys got their bike back. You know, you guys are bullying me or whatever. So what now? So he said, wait. He pulled a little notebook. You know, a little notebook with a black. And he opened it and he showed me and he said to me, you see, I've got your name here. I've got where you live. And we keep keeping an eye on you. Little shit story, you, eh? And, yeah, so, how did I get into the story? Wasn't I going to tell you about my work life? I think let me pause and give me a second and I'll bring it all back in a moment.